always super tight when it comes to your grocery budget, today I wanted to throw together some really inexpensive lunches that will save you and your family money. Today we're going to be doing $2 lunches. This is going to be a very easy type of lunches and very frugal type of lunches. So I hope that you enjoy it. Let's go ahead and get started. The first meal we're going to be starting here with is this chicken Alfredo on French bread. This really surprised me how delicious this was. We're going to start off in our saucepan, and I just have some bacon grease that I'm going to go ahead and use, or you guys can use olive oil or even butter to fry up your chicken. So I have about a pound of chicken that I went ahead and diced up, and I'm just going to season that with some salt and pepper. And even a little bit of paprika will be delicious on this chicken. I love to put a little bit of paprika on my chicken just for flavor. You're going to cook this up until it is all the way cooked through. And then you're going to put it off to the side whenever it's done cooking. Here I actually added just a little bit of Italian seasoning since this is going to be more of like an Italian meal. Alright, now that I have my cutting board, I have my French loaf that I'm going to cut in half. And we're going to make like little boats out of this. So I have my Alfredo sauce. And I'm just going to spread all of that sauce just right on over our French loaf. This meal costs about $1.50 per person. I just give this to my kids for a lunch, and it fed 4 of them perfectly. There were like no leftovers, and my kids can really eat, y'all. They're skinny, but man, they can really put down some food, especially my oldest boy. It's just getting really expensive to feed that kid. Next, I have our chicken, and I'm just going to layer the chicken all over our boats. And then we have some mozzarella cheese that we're just going to top right on top of that. I only have about a cup of cheese here, and trust me, that's really all that you need. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven at 400 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes until the bottom is nice and crispy. Y'all, this was so good. My kids were like, thought this meal looked really weird, but when they tasted it, they're like, oh my goodness, mommy, this is so good. So really, this is such an easy meal to make. It is very budget friendly. It's good for lunches. It could be good for a quick and easy dinner. However your heart desires, y'all, this one is a must try. Up next, we're going to be doing a homemade cheeseburger hamburger helper. This is one of my favorite meals growing up. I absolutely adore it, but it is 10 times better when you make it from scratch, and it's really not that hard to make. So in our saucepan, I'm going to start with 1 pound of ground beef. I'm just going to go ahead and cook that up. I'm also going to add in about a couple tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. I just love that with our beef, especially for like hamburgers or any type of like cheeseburger meal. I'm always going to add the Worcestershire sauce. It's a phenomenal sauce and flavoring to our meal. I have a whole onion that I went ahead and diced up that I'm going to go ahead and put in there. This whole meal actually costs around $10, so it's about $1.23 per person because this is going to feed about 8 people. For seasonings, I'm going to put in 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of parsley, 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and go ahead and give that a really good stir, getting all those seasonings well combined. I have 2 cups of milk that I'm going to add to this mixture, and then I have 1.5 cups of beef broth. And then I have 2 cups of pasta. I love to use the elbow macaroni. I need about 4 ounces of tomato sauce. And then we need 1 can of Rotel. Okay, and then go ahead and get all of that combined well. And I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on and just let that simmer for about 20 minutes until all those noodles have cooked properly. I'm just going to go ahead and give that a good stir, making sure that those noodles are nice and cooked through. And then I have 2 cups of cheese. Don't splatter the cheese like I did. Oh my word. And then go ahead and give that a good stir. You can use cheddar cheese. I just use this Fiesta blend just because I have that on hand. Look at this meal. This is so, so delicious. I love to add it with just like one type of vegetable. You can pair it with a salad, or you can pair it with just some bread, whatever you guys have on hand. Up next is white chicken chili, and I love to do this in the crock pot. It just makes life so much simpler. I have 3 chicken breasts that we're going to put at the bottom of the crock pot. For our seasonings, I have half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of oregano, half a teaspoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and then half a teaspoon of paprika. I'm also going to put in 1 can of corn. And then I have half of an onion that I went ahead and diced up, 2 cans of those Great Northern beans. I also have 1 cup of chicken broth. And then I have 1 lime that I am juicing. And then I also have 4-ounce can of green chilies that I'm going to be adding. I also added 2 cloves of garlic, and then we have 1 block of cream cheese. I'm going to put this on low for about 6 to 8 hours. And then once that is up, I'm going to go ahead and shred my chicken, and the chicken should just fall apart. It should not be hard to shred that chicken whatsoever. And then I just put just a little bit of cheese just right on top, y'all. This is fantastic. This is actually $1.71 per person. This made 6 different meals for my family, so very, very affordable. Okay, the next one here is Parmesan pasta. This is a great lunch, especially with kids. My kids loved this meal. I just have some bacon grease that I'm going to go ahead and use. And then I have about a tablespoon of minced garlic that I'm going to go ahead and just let sit there for just a couple minutes just to get all the flavors combined in with that bacon grease. Next, you're going to add 3 cups of pasta. And then I have 3 cups of chicken broth. I have 1 teaspoon of salt and 1 teaspoon of pepper that I'm going to go ahead and add and just give that a good stir. All right, just let those noodles cook for about 15 minutes. Once all the noodles are al dente, you're going to want to give that a good stir, and then just add either 1 cup of heavy whipping cream or 1 cup of half and half. I also added 3 tablespoons of butter to this. Go ahead and give that a good stir. We're also going to add about a cup of Parmesan cheese. And then I added 2 teaspoons of parsley. I just love parsley when it comes to pasta. I think it just adds so much flavor to it. Go ahead and just let that simmer for another 5 minutes. And this is what it's going to look like after it's all done. The flavor on this was phenomenal. I'm going to start making this as like a side option for our meals. I'm telling y'all, this one was so delicious. My kids love having mac and cheese on the weekday for lunch. So this one was great. And it was actually only 67 cents per person, which is phenomenal. This last one is only 4 ingredients, and it only came to $1.82 per person. We are going to be making a pizza casserole. I love something like this for like a Friday night. It's like kind of like we're having pizza, but it's more of a casserole, and it's super easy to just throw into the oven. I have 1 pound of cooked ground beef that I'm going to add to the bottom of this casserole dish. I did spray this casserole dish because I didn't want any of it to stick. And then I have 1 can of pizza sauce that we're going to be adding. And then I have about 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. I have about a cup on the bottom that we're going to be mixing all together. and then I'll put another cup on top after we are done assembling our casserole. So go ahead and mix all that up and make sure that it's nice and even. And then we're gonna put some tater tots. I love these crispy rounds. I only buy them when they're on sale, otherwise they are terribly expensive. And we're just going to layer that so that you can't really see the pizza sauce so much, and that the tater tots have a good layer on top of that sauce. And then I'm just going to top it with some mozzarella cheese. Just about a cup of mozzarella cheese is about all you really need. It comes out very cheesy. Do make sure that you put foil on top of that, and we're going to cook this in the oven at 375 degrees for about 45 minutes. The last 10 minutes I take off the foil, and this is what it looked like. I did have some basil in my garden that I went ahead and put on top. Makes it look pretty, and for pizza I just love basil. It's just phenomenal and it has so much flavor to it. This is what it looks like when it's all done, y'all. So phenomenal. 6 of us ate this casserole. I think we even had leftovers, and it made it $1.82 per person, y'all. This is phenomenal. It's a great budget meal, and it's perfect for Friday nights. Thanks so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoy it. If you did find value in this content, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. Consider subscribing below if you have not already. I would love to have you here on this channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.